Welcome back to Treasure Quest Mining's weekly treasure hunt series. My name's Angeline. I'm going to be your tour guide. Each week for our treasure hunts, we walk around the shop, select 10 treasures, tag them with a blue dot, and then that treasure is 20% off for the week. This week's sale period runs from July 4th through July 11th. If you're local to the Apex area, you can just come on by and shop the shelves. If you're not local, that's not a problem. Simply give us a call or send us an email. We can send you an invoice and then ship that treasure out to you. All right, let's go ahead and get started. I love starting our treasure hunts at the front of the store. That way you can find your blue dots in sequential order. Plus it helps me stay organized, right? So let's start up here. And we just picked out an entire new collection of singing bowls and happy drums, and even a river drum, which is one of my favorites. I'll just show this to you quickly. Yeah, love that sound. Okay, but let's pick one of these. So I think we should choose one of these brass singing bowls. So we have this chakra colored collection. We've been carrying those, but the brass pieces are new to us. So let's pick this piece. I like the detailing and the dappled appearance of this bowl. This bowl is $38 and it comes with the striker. And let's play it for you. Very, very, very easy to play. And has a lovely sound. Yeah, that's perfect. This will be treasure number 1 in this week's treasure hunt. The super cool brass singing bowl. All right, let's pick treasure number 2. Oh, and I already have my eye on the bismuth case. So I've been wanting to pick bismuth for a few weeks now, so I think we'll go ahead and pick a piece of bismuth. Bismuth is a metal that crystallizes in this super cool staircase pyramid type structure, and then it's oxidized to give it the rainbow color. So I'm gonna go get the keys and we're gonna open this up and we'll pick a piece of bismuth. Okay, so we have 2 sizes. We have these larger pieces that are $42 and then smaller pieces that are $16. I think we'll pick one of these larger pieces, and let's go ahead and pick this one because it's right here on the end. It's super easy to reach and it's cool. Yeah, this is a pretty cool piece of bismuth. So we'll choose this one as treasure number 2 this week. It has some really nice staircase, pyramid-like stepped patterns or structures to it, crystallization to it, and some nice coloration. So this will be a good one. This will be treasure number 2 for this week's treasure hunt. There we go. We can see that blue dot pretty well there. All right, let's pick treasure number 3. And we've spent a lot of time on the wall for the past few weeks, so let's take a look at the interior cabinetry again. And how about a geode pair? Yeah, let's take a look at the geode pairs. We can almost do a game of eeny, meeny, miny, mo to decide which one to pick. So let's just pick this one in the middle. This pair is $36, and that's for both pieces. And let me see if I can show you how it lines up. Okay, so let's see if we can get these pieces to line up and the way that they were before it was split open. I did not practice this, so it's definitely going to take me a minute. It is quite the puzzle. Okay, it's taking me way longer. Oh, there we go. Got it. Okay, so when this one split, a piece of it, because the wall is so thin, fractured off, broke off. But that's super cool. So that's what it looked like when it was whole. And that's how beautiful it is inside. Nice, that's perfect. So this will be treasure number 3 in this week's treasure hunt. $36 split geode pair. Now the stands are sold separately, so if you'd like a stand, you can certainly purchase those. There we go, treasure number 3. Now let's pick treasure number 4. I think we'll just slide on over to this cabinet and we'll stay here right on the end cap. So we'll pick one of these. We have some pretty cool things here. Let's pick this green one. So this material is called preonite and it is from Africa, several locations in Africa. Um, and often the darker green is epidote. So let's pick a piece of preonite. I think we should pick one of these raw or natural pieces that haven't been shaped and polished yet. I chose the piece right in the front. This one is very, very pretty. It certainly bounces the light back in such a lovely way that it's very sparkly. This is perfect. So this will be treasure number 4, $28 piece of preonite. Okay, now we're going to turn back to this main wall to pick our 5th treasure for this week. And I think we should definitely pick a piece of moss agate. So we have a whole new collection of moss agate material for this summer. And it's very difficult to choose a best piece. So anybody that loves moss agate knows how difficult it is to choose your favorites. So let's just pick that one. That's good. Let's pick this one. This is a $34 piece of moss agate, and I'm sure the camera won't quite do it enough justice. This material is from India, and they're really, really lovely pieces. So there we go. This will be treasure number 5, this moss agate tower freeform shape. Perfect. Okay, there we go. Now let's head down the hall to pick the rest of our treasures for this week. So lots of folks have been asking about moldavite. Moldavite is seemingly always popular, and we did just purchase an entire new collection at some fantastic prices. So let me go get the keys to the cabinet, and we'll pick a piece of moldavite for this week. Okay, so we have a whole new collection of moldavite pieces at some very affordable prices. So moldavite skyrocketed in price right around the pandemic. As you can imagine, it had to, in part, to do with labor shortages and demand increases, the whole supply chain, Econ 101 stuff. Well, the price has finally settled back down after many, many years of overinflated prices, and we were able to purchase an entire new collection. So as you can see, these are some very affordable pieces of moldavite. It's going to be tough to pick one. Okay, I chose this piece of moldavite. It's a $46 piece. And so moldavite is very interesting. It is a tektite that forms when a meteorite or an asteroid impacts the Earth. And the simplest way to describe it is the meteorite impacts the Earth with such velocity that it melts the land around it where it impacts, the rocks, the silica, and it shoots out globs of molten material. And then those globs land and solidify. And so it's really, really neat how it picks up or creates these different patterns and dappling from the solidification when it lands. So moldavite is a green tektite that formed in the Moldova mountain range in the Czech Republic. And it's pretty neat stuff. It's often faked though, because it can be faked by making glass. But we don't sell the fake stuff here, so this is a pretty great piece of moldavite. And that'll be treasure number 6 for this week's treasure hunt. The sticker takes up quite a bit of space here. But there we go, treasure number 6. And let's pick treasure number 7. We previously featured orbicular jasper and afghanite, and those pieces sold super, super fast. So I think we'll pick a piece again. So let's pick a piece of orbicular jasper. These pieces are from India. Orbicular jasper means that it has orbs, right? When it's trademarked, it's called ocean jasper. It's also called sea jasper or Atlantis stone, and there's probably a handful of other names. So let's pick one of these to feature for this week. Okay, it was definitely tough to choose, so I went with this one. This piece is a $42 piece of orbicular jasper. It has lots of cool colors and patterns in there. Certainly something that you'll enjoy exploring. So this is a great piece. This will be treasure number 7 in this week's treasure hunt. orbicular jasper. Okay. And I think we'll pick a wind chime. So we featured some Capiz shell or window pane oyster shell material last week. And so these pieces are new as well from the same collection. So I like this one. It looks like a jellyfish and it's a light pastel color. It makes a very nice sound. I hope you can hear that. And it's $24. So that's a great little piece for your home or as a gift. There we go. This will be treasure number 8 for this week's treasure hunt. Okay, I put that little dot right there. Hopefully you can find it that way. If anytime you're visiting the store, if you can't find the treasures, just simply ask one of us and we'll be happy to show them to you. Okay, now let's pick treasures 9 and 10 from this wall. Let's pick a butterfly specimen this week. So the butterfly specimens are farm raised in farms across the world. Countries, they're North America, Madagascar, Peru, Indonesia, several places. And then they're shipped to Peru where they're taxidermied and mounted. Now, of course, they're allowed to complete their life cycle before they die. I'm already honing in on this one while I'm talking, so we'll pick this one. So they complete their life cycle, and then once they die, the wings are harvested, and a false body and false antennas are put here in the mount. That way it doesn't disintegrate. And each mount has the species name of each animal. Yeah, this will be great. So this is a $54 3-piece set of butterflies. That's perfect. This will be treasure number 9 for this week. Okay, this is a very colorful wall, but I still think you can see that dot. Yeah, I think you can see that dot. So there are some pretty amazing species and specimens on this wall. And this guy is spectacular. But okay, let's move on and pick treasure number 10. Let's pick one of these little fossils. So we make these little fossil collector sets. What we do is we source the material and then we assemble them. And since we did Moldavite this week, let's kind of stick with that out of this world theme and pick this meteorite. So this meteorite is $14, and it's one of the few meteorites that fell during the day so folks could see it. So this meteorite fell on February 12th, 1947 in Russia. And they name them, right, based on where they fall. And so this one, and I may pronounce it incorrectly, is Tikhote Alin meteorite, because it's near that mountain range. So there we go. This will be a fun addition to somebody's collection. This little meteorite will be treasure number 10 in this week's treasure hunt. Now let's retrace our steps. And that's a wrap. Thank you so much for joining us this week. We'll see you next time.